You may be wondering, where do we even start to restore feeling good? Maybe feeling good in your body has been elusive for some time, and maybe you think, oh gosh, I guess this is just my new normal. Well, it doesn't have to be that way. We're going to restore ourselves. Think about that word: reset, restore, rebuild. Feel good again, and your yoga can really do it right here, right now. All right, I'm going to ask you right up front, stress number. What are you feeling in your body on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10? Give it a number. Don't overthink it. Just give it a rating, like smiley face to frowny face in the doctor's office. Give it a number, remember it, and then we're going to come back to that. If you've been practicing with me for a while and you're used to this restorative practice, come into your child's pose right now on your bolster if you need every second of this practice, and maybe you do. So get on your bolster, get into your child's pose. For those of you that are new, I will tell you that I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is where we practice from the privacy of your own home every single day. How are we different? Well, first of all, it's totally live. No cuts, no edits, no changes, no nothing. You get what you get, which is like you do in a real class. So all the little bloopers are here, but just embrace it, right? It's real life. I'm thankful that you're letting me do yoga with you and you're doing the yoga with me. As you do it, the bottom of our screen says, do what is right for your body. Everybody's body is different and every single day is different. Do things that feel good, and if it doesn't feel good, if it brings you pain, back out of it. Take it to a lesser percentage. Not every pose is for every body, that's for sure. Just make the yoga work for you. Practice every single day. Our practices are always different. We've got restorative practices, we've got yin practices, we've got some vinyasa practices. I'm kind of all over the place. And we've got on Fridays, one of my favorites, Yoga Plus, where we add in Pilates and we add in weights and we add in some bar practice poses. So just all designed to keep you better fit, more flexible, more mobile, and just stronger. Okay, as we practice today, the word to think about is this: quiet. Quiet means free from disturbances. Wouldn't that be nice? Be free from disturbances. Be peaceful, be tranquil. Let this time, if nothing else, be a time of tranquility and peacefulness for you on your mat. You're safe. It's quiet. Let's go. Be near a wall. Have your props, a bolster or a big pillow from your sofa. A blanket is nice, an eye shade and a little towel to cover your eyes, and water is always good to have. Today's practice, we're going to have a legs up the wall, so be near a wall or be near a chair where you can put your calves up on the wall. I'll talk you through it as we go. All right, these are long holds. It may seem counterintuitive that you have to relax and still yourself to reclaim your energy. You got to rest. Let's begin by being on that bolster. Some of you are probably already on it, and for that, I'm glad. All right, so have your bolster, maybe, and your blanket. Have them stacked up. Come down to your knees, if that feels good. If you don't like being on your knees, you can lie on your back and just relax and find peace in the moment. I'm going to have my bolster. I'm going to bring it between my knees. I'm going to take it even lower so I can really rest on it. I'm going to take my half-size block, place it at the top of my mat. You might even want to place your little towel on it. That might be kind of nice. And I'm going to come to rest my chest onto the bolster. My knees are spread wide, and I'm going to spread them wider as time goes on here. Big toes are touching, chest comes down to the bolster, and I'm going to rest my head on the block. We talk about the yoga mind. Calming the mind, not thinking thoughts, being at peace, coming to stillness. So let's do that. Just get comfortable on your bolster. Rest your head either on your bolster, your hands, whatever feels comfortable, and think of your spine as long and as resting here. All right, I'm not going to tell you how long we're going to be here because I want you to get your mind out of thinking about time. I'd like you to close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose. When you're ready, let your mind go. Don't think thoughts, just think about your breath and be at peace. Deep inhales. Think of the breath going out the backs of your lungs. And deep, full exhales. Think of your spine being totally supported and at rest here. Arms wherever feel good. Let your body feel heavy and just focus on your breath. I'll let you know when it's time to come out. Soften in the jaws. Deepen your breath. Take your exhales a little slower and a little bit deeper than your inhales, and really rest at the bottom of your exhale. Quiet your mind. Free from disturbances. Free from thoughts. Just breathe. This is your yoga where you're doing what feels right for you. Maybe you'd like to stay here longer in this supported child's pose. It's your call. If you'd like to come out of the pose, you can join me in a pentacle pose. To do that, just press on up out of your child's pose. Remove your props and come to fully reclined on your back. Maybe you're already there. We're not going to stay in this pentacle pose for very long. All we're going to do is practice resetting. In a pentacle pose, you're fully reclined on your back, and your toes, your heels are at the edges of your mat. Your arms are overhead as best feels comfortable for you, and you look like the letter X. And adjust your arms so it feels good. Maybe you snow angel your arms kind of down a little bit. Or maybe you put a bend in your elbows. But just know this pose. We're going to do several of these pentacle poses throughout the practice. Big breaths in, feel your belly full up to the sky. And big full exhales, imagine your navel going to your spine. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Maybe pentacle pose is really speaking to you today, and this is where you want to stay. I'm going to come into a supported fish pose. I'm going to float my arms down by my sides, and I'm going to press on up and find my bolster again. If you don't have a bolster, you could roll that blanket into like a tight burrito and place it vertically on your mat and come to recline on it. So I'm going to do a couple things here you might like. I'm going to take my blanket and rest it on my body. Place it, I don't know, would it feel nice on your feet, your waist, maybe your shoulders? For your legs, I'll tell you a couple of ways you could do it. You could keep your legs long. You could bend your knees. That feels good on your low back. And I have a great pose that we haven't done before for your low back in a little bit. I really think you're going to like it. So you could keep your knees bent. You could bring the soles of your feet together to touch and place your blocks under your knees. You know, if you normally go into this fishtail kind of pose and you don't use the blocks, try the blocks today. Maybe grab your eye shade as well and come to recline here and take a moment to adjust and get comfortable. Eye shade or that little towel can cover your eyes for your fish pose. So fish pose is so good for your posture. You're going to have your bottom on the mat and you're going to recline onto this bolster. Other days we do it with our blocks. Check us out other days to try the pose in other ways. Arms down by your sides. Maybe you want to snow angel them a little bit. Maybe a teed out arm position feels good. You decide what you like. Eyes covered and be at peace here. We say our restorative practice is a time of conscious relaxation. I think that sounds really nice. A time of conscious relaxation. Because really, how often do you truly relax? While awake, not thinking thoughts, just letting the body rest. Deep breaths in and deep slow breaths out. Shoulders away from your ears. Jaws are soft. Eyes are heavy in the eye socket. And your eyebrows, your forehead, all that area is soft and at peace. Deep breaths in and deep, slow breaths out. Enjoy your supported fish pose, and I'll let you know when it's time to come out. take big inhales where you feel like your heart is going up to the sky and your chest is open as your shoulders hug that bolster. Revisit the softness in your face. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Deepen your breath. Full breaths in and full breaths out. Supported fish pose is such a great pose for your posture, for your low back, for your inner thighs. It feels so good. You can stay here longer if this pose is speaking to you today. I'm going to go into a brief pentacle pose right here on the bolster. If you'd like to join me, draw your knees together at the midline of your body if they're not already there. Send your legs long, heels toward the bottom edges of your mat, and just spread your legs open. Maybe tee out your arms a little bit more or send them more into that capital letter X shape. As much as you can, as much as feels good. Breathe in. Breathe out. An option would be to roll off your bolster and do it completely on the ground, if that's what you prefer. This is just a little deeper of a stretch. And you adjust the depth by moving your arms a little bit down or a little bit up. Keep your bottom plugged into the mat and relax in your low back. Now Now let's float our arms down by our sides or stay in your pentacle longer. I'm going to bring my legs together at the midline and I'm going to do that caterpillar pose. So kind of a counter pose for your low back. So I'm going to roll off the bolster a little bit, pressing on up, and keep your eyes closed if you want. Legs are now long on your mat. You can take that bolster and have it nearby. You could take your blanket and place it under your knees. That might feel really good. Put a little bend in the knees, feels good on the hamstrings. And take the bolster and place it onto your extended legs. Big breath in finds length in your spine, and a big breath out allows you to fold a little more forward, resting your chest, your head on the bolster. And use a block if you want, or use another blanket to bring the bolster up to you. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Just feel what you feel here in your low back. Let it feel good. You don't have to go super, super far. Maybe resting on the block is plenty of a stretch for your low back. Just let it be. And as time progresses in the pose, maybe your low back's kind of stretching out and loosening up a little bit. You can change the height of your blocks or remove them completely. But just don't rush it. There's no rush here. And as you take and elongate those full exhales, bringing your belly button back toward your spine, maybe that is intensifying and feeling even better on your low back. Just feel how the depth of your breath affects the feelings in your body. Imagine space in your hips. Imagine the hips kind of spreading apart to the sides of your room, allowing your belly to come down farther and allowing you to have space in your low back. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Now, while in this pose, just think for a moment how it felt when you came into the pose and how it feels now. Maybe you started with blocks really stacked up under your head, and maybe now it feels really comfortable to be reclined at a lower height. Just see how the miracle of about 4 minutes, how it worked in this pose and how good you feel in your low back. All right, let's come out of this and let's bring it back to center with that pentacle pose. So you can keep your eyes closed if you want. Come to recline on your mat. Spread your legs wide. Bring your arms up overhead. Enjoy the journey getting here. And breathe deeply in your pentacle pose. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. As with all our poses, it's your yoga. Stay in your pentacle pose longer if you like. I'm going to move into that new pose that I told you about for the hips and the low back. If you wish to join me, let your arms float down by your sides. Gently push on up, maybe keeping your eyes closed. Take it nice and slow and find your bolster. Place your bolster vertically on your mat. You're on your bottom in a seated position. Bring your left hip up close to the bottom of the bolster. Now bend your knees. So, deer pose, we've done that, kind of a seated deer, and we've done reclined deer. So you're kind of seated. Both knees are kind of pointed in the same direction. You want to have both calves down on the mat. I'm on my left hip. My left foot is going to press a little bit into my right thigh. So get both calves down, bolsters on your mat, and I will tell you the time for this. We're going to spend 3 minutes on each side if that works for you. And if it doesn't work for you, you come out of it. But we're going to shoot for 3 minutes here. So I'm going to twist my torso toward my bolster. Oh, you feel that. And then come on down. Come on down, resting your chest on the bolster while keeping both calves down and the left foot touching the right thigh. Arms work down, Chest comes to the bolster to rest, and your neck, turn it whichever way you like. In this case, if you turn it to the left, I think it's a little more intense. At least it is for me. Check it out and see what it is for you. Or turn your head in the other direction, placing your left cheek on the bolster. Rest here and see what you think. I'll let you know when the time is up and it's time to go to the other side. Got about 2 minutes left here. Come back to your deep breaths. And at the bottom of a full exhale, maybe you can twist a little more or let your chest rest a little bit more. Just play with it for a little bit longer. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe this feels super good for you. If that's the case, stay a little bit longer. If you're ready to go to the other side, press on up and let's go to the other side. All right, so I'm going to come to bring my right hip next to the bottom of the bolster. The bolster's vertical. Adjust your legs in that deer pose. Both calves are down. Right foot is pushed into the left calf a little bit. Just be sure the calves are down. When you're ready, turn your body toward the bolster. Both hands are on either side of the bolster. Maybe just rest here for a second and deepen the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And work your way on down. Chest works down to the bolster. And I'll set the timer for, and just enjoy the pose. Stay as long as you like. If 3 minutes is too long, come out of it a little bit. You decide, but just nestle in here and let it feel right. And again, your head can be turned in either direction. Deepen your breath. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly bring your chin back toward the center of the bolster and press on up and come out of the pose. How did you like it? All right, just real briefly, let's do that pentacle pose. Roll your bolster away. We'll come to pentacle, and then we'll go do legs up the wall. So come on down nice and slowly. Oh, the journey's the best part. Arms go up overhead, knees spread wide. This is your pentacle pose. You feel like a capital letter X. Reset, restore, refresh. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stay here if you want to. I'm going to go into a legs up the wall pose. I'm going to float my arms down by my side, and I'm going to press on up to seated. You could always take it on a chair. If you have a chair nearby or your sofa, recline on your back and put your calves up onto the seat. That feels really good too. Maybe bring your eye shade and your blanket, or maybe you want to do it on your bolster. It's up to you. I'm going to take the blanket and I'm going to sit on it. You could also have it under your shoulders, whatever feels good. Just be creative. So scoot one hip up next to the wall. Come down to recline and then swing your legs up the wall. All right. Cover your eyes with your eye shade. That feels nice. Arms can be down by your sides, or maybe you wish to tee them out or bring them into a cactus-like position. Maybe you wish to bend those arms even further, bringing your hands to meet and then reaching hands for opposite elbows. Maybe that feels good for you. Legs can be straight up the wall. Knees can be bent and the soles of the feet can be on the wall. Maybe that feels good on your low back. And there's so many variations here. Do what feels good for your body today. Perhaps it's the soles of the feet touching and your outside of your knees kind of pressing toward the wall. Maybe it's taking a wide-legged V pose in your legs, heels on the wall, and you breathe here. I'm going to take the classic position with the heels up and the toes drawn towards the shin. Little softness in the knees. And deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Your legs up the wall pose, any way you like it. Deepen your breath and come back to just reflecting on your breath. No thoughts. Maybe you'd like to release your hands and let one hand float to your heart and one hand to your belly. As you feel the heartbeat and the rise and fall of the breath in your belly. Just reconnect here, soften the shoulders. Just give yourself a little bit of grace, a little bit of stillness, and appreciation for your heartbeat and your breath. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You can stay here longer in your legs up the wall pose. I'm going to make my way back to my mat for a final Shavasana pose. I'm going to let my arms drift slowly down by my sides. I'm going to bend my knees and roll off the wall the way I came in. I'm going to make my way back to my mat. For today's final Shavasana, I'm going to use my bolster, my blanket, and my eye shade. You take the final Shavasana variation that you like. You can have absolutely nothing and fully recline on your mat. I'm going to place the bolster underneath my knees. That feels nice. I'm going to place the blanket onto my legs and my belly, and I'm going to come to recline. I'm going to take some moments here to adjust. Cover the eyes with the eye shade. You know, maybe you have come to like maybe having a blanket under your shoulders or under your neck. It's all good, as long as it feels good. All right, I've got the bolster under my knees. Gonna let my arms be down by my sides with my palms face up. Maybe you like palms down. Feels more grounding and secure with the hands down. Maybe that's what you need today. Palms up externally rotates the shoulders a little bit. It allows you to kind of wiggle the shoulder blades a little closer to the spine. And at least for me, I just feel more receptive and open and growing with my palms face up. Eyes closed. Imagine heaviness in your body as you let everything go. Let your inhales refresh you, and let the exhales breathe out that which doesn't serve you. Negativity, let it go. Soften the area between your eyebrows and let your eyes rest heavily in the eye sockets. Your breath is deep, yet soft. Your body is heavy, and your spirit is light. Take a deep breath in and allow your exhale to be really slow and really full. Empty out all the air from your lungs and feel your body further surrender into the ground. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stay here longer if you like. If you have your remote control nearby, you can hit your pause and stay as long as you want. And then just start the video back up again when you're ready to come out of your practice. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Then circle your wrists and your ankles as you just kind of awaken the body back into this world. On an inhale, lift your arms high up overhead and take a big good morning stretch. Point your toes to the bottom of the room, reach your fingers to the top and stretch it out. Slowly bend your elbows and your knees, scoot your props aside, however works for you. Roll onto one side or the other. Use your low arms bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in your top shoulder. Eyes are closed. Breathe. Maybe you'd like to keep your eyes closed as you press on up nice and slowly to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to prayer center, always a good place to be. Press your thumbs slightly into your chest and let your shoulders soften. Your head is over your shoulders, your chin is slightly tucked, and even imagine bringing your ears back to the back of the room just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. When you're ready, gently blink your eyes open. Congratulations. You did it. 1 hour of restorative yoga. You took a stress number in the beginning. What was it? And what is it now? How do you feel right now? Okay, this is a deep thought. Your feelings are a result of your thoughts. So think good thoughts, and may you continue to be peaceful, tranquil, and free from disturbances for the rest of the day. See you on your mats tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Love you guys. Goodbye.
Hello, Piper. You're just a good girl. Yes, you are.
Congratulations, you did it. 1 hour of yoga. You did it, you succeeded. I hope you're enjoying your yoga. It's doing wonders for your body. It really is. Every single day, come back, try it out, and enjoy it. Tell your friends about our yoga. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody, and we're on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. But whatever you do, show up, do your yoga, and enjoy your day.